From Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, this is the news at 10, live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Amarachi Uban.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, Nigerian army deploys troops to state, refutes killing of 16 soldiers by Boko Haram in Borno. NLC TUC storm National Assembly rejects proposal to remove workers' wages from the exclusive list. President Goodluck Jonathan renews bid to upgrade the health sector, inaugurates National Health Panel to monitor medical practice. And a passenger train collides with a bus in Ottawa, Canada, resulting in multiple deaths.
On business news tonight, the Naira firms against the benchmark currency as liquidity tightens on the interbank.
On sports news tonight, Nigeria faces familiar foes in the quest to win the African Nations Championships as the Super Eagles are drawn in Group A.
We'll begin with security tonight. Nasarawa State may not be one of the states under emergency rule, but the situation has given the government a cause for concern. And as part of efforts to address the matter, the federal government has ordered immediate deployment of troops to the state. Addressing a news conference in Abuja, the Director, Army Public Relations Department, Brigadier General Ibrahim Atahiru, the troops will join the police to stem the tide of violence in the state. The North Central State witnessed clashes between two ethnic groups on Friday, leading to the evacuation of Youth Corps members from the area. The army also claims that several of its officers have been killed by the Boko Haram insurgents in Borno.
Due to the heightened security situation in Nasarawa State, the federal government has ordered deployment of Nigerian army troops in aid to civil authority in order to prevent further escalation of the violence and its spread to other parts of the state. It is gratifying to note that the deployment of Nigerian army troops to the violence-prone area has helped in curbing the spread of violence by the Ombase and other ethnic militia groups in Nasarawa State. The federal and Nasarawa State governments are exploiting other means of ensuring a quick return to normalcy. Insurgent camps located at Kitumari, Al-Kaderi, Kirumati, Abali, Gajira, and Iza within the Sambisa forest have been destroyed. Other areas where insurgents camps were attacked include Bolabulin and Ngaram within Maiduguri metropolis, as well as Gulimba area of Goza. The division continues to dominate the area through aggressive mobile patrols of highways and major urban centers as part of confidence building measure to facilitate the quick return to normalcy. All these efforts are aimed at denying the terrorists the freedom of action. By and large, military operations within the 7th Division area of responsibility have been largely successful.
Speaking about the insurgency in Borno State, gunmen suspected to be Boko Haram members in the late hours of yesterday attacked Beni Sheikh town in Borno State, killing scores of people. Beni Sheikh is the headquarters of Kaga local government area, about 84 kilometers from Maiduguri, the state capital. Eyewitnesses said the gunmen stormed the town between the hours of 6 and 7 in the evening and overpowered security agents before killing some of the residents and travelers who ran into the attack. Although the military joint task force is yet to confirm the attack, it was gathered that the Damaturu-Maiduguri highway witnessed less traffic throughout today for fear of further attack. Yesterday's attack is coming 10 days after the residents of Beni Sheikh town clashed with sect members, which led to the death of 14 people. Meanwhile, the police anti-bomb squad in Lagos is deliberating how to tackle terrorism in the country. The Commissioner of Police in charge of the command, Abdulmajid Ali, who spoke with Channels Television at the event, urged Nigerians to be more vigilant and report cases of suspicious objects in their environment.
We found out that the proactive measures to take is not is basically unsafe protection, as well as prevention. And the prevention in the sense that it can be prevented if people are much aware and be conscious of their surroundings. The self-protection can be done if whenever an item is seen, maybe something of unidentified item, the police should be called upon, particularly the EOD should be called upon. People should be advised not to touch. People should advise whatever they see strange faces, they should call on the police. People should be advised when a vehicle is being kept and being in a suspicious manner, the police should be called upon. And that is the sensitization we intend to carry out, to let the people be aware of their responsibility.
To the southeast now, the Commissioner of Special Duties in Anambra State, Mr. Vincent Ezenwajiakwu, may be in big trouble as he has been declared wanted by the Special Fraud Unit of the Nigerian Police. The SFU says Mr. Ezenwajiakwu obtained over 10 million naira from the Managing Director of Bioplastics Limited under false pretenses and forgery. The police say the commissioner has deliberately refused to honor police invitation as well as resisting arrest. But a surety of his has been arrested and will soon be charged to court. Away from security matters, the Edo State Governor Adams Oshomole today temporarily stepped into his former shoes as Labour leader when he led former colleagues to the National Assembly to defend their insistence that Labour and minimum wage issues remain in the exclusive list. Workers from the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress marched alongside the governor to the National Assembly to protest the position of the Senate on the removal of Labour from the exclusive list in the ongoing constitutional review. Addressing Nigerian workers, the Edo State Governor said the consequences of removing Labour from the exclusive list goes beyond wages, and if the Senate removes Labour from the list to the concurrent list, every state will withdraw basic protection for workers such as health, safety and social security.
It was bound to happen sooner or later. The organized Labour brought their protest right to the doorsteps of the National Assembly. They are aggrieved that the Senate took a critical decision to remove Labour and minimum wage from the exclusive list to the concurrent list during the ongoing review of the 1999 Constitution. This means that minimum wage set by the federal government would not be binding on the states and the private sector. The workers are not taking this decision lightly. They marched into the premises of the National Assembly and tried to make their way into the Senate chambers. But they met a brick wall. The workers then demanded that the Senate President address them. And he did.
Migrating the minimum wage from the exclusive legislative list to the concurrent list. We saw that as a massacre of justice.
A committee of the Senate and the House of Reps is still going to meet on all the issues that we have decided on so far. And this being the situation now, I can assure you that your position will pass through.
The Edo State Governor, who once led the Nigeria Labour Congress, explained why the workers are aggrieved.
If you remove Labour to concurrent, every state can go and remove those basic protections on health and safety, on social security, on working hours, on pension, on all kinds of things that go beyond Naira and Kobo.
He also had some advice for state governors.
When we make economic decisions on the basis of temporary political convenience, the result is that when the music is over, we confront the reality. The present minimum wage was no sign of that duress.
Now for this Nigerian workers, it would now be a waiting game to see if the promises made by the Senate President is something they can hold on to. Linda Akibe, Channels Television News.
Well, if you're one of those asking government's efforts towards job creation, then here the Minister of Finance, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, she says 2.5 million jobs have been created this year in the agric sector. The Coordinating Minister for the Economy, Dr. Okonjo-Iweala, told journalists in Abuja that the nation's economy may not be perfect, but it is witnessing steady progress.
The economy is doing reasonably well. It's not perfect, but it's doing reasonably well. And why do I say that? I say that because actual realities on the ground are bearing this out. I want to start with the issue of job creation because I know this is the main way that Nigerians feel the impact of what is being done by this administration. Now in agriculture, where we are seeing strong results, over 2.5 million seasonal and full-time jobs have been created in rice. 460,000 of the jobs created were seasonal in dry season rice. But overall, over 2.5 million jobs have been created, seasonal and full-time. And in 9 commodity chains, in cassava, in sorghum, in oil palm, in cotton, cocoa, dry season rice, rainy season rice, maize, etc.
In part 2, after the break, the Governors' Forum continues to operate in factions. Join us again.